Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, December 15th, 2025. I'm Jay Skeets here in the new and improved Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. It's a cold day in Atlanta, but it's hot in here with these new lights. Yes, JD. You've done it, my man.
Well, Tony and Kyle came in and did it.
Tony and Kyle.
Shout out to them.
All right.
Tony and Kyle.
A lot more room in here, too.
Airy. This is step one. Things are still in the works, as JD said yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have bells and whistles to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's why
No whistles here.
Excellent.
So comforting. It's comforting. It feels cozy in here.
It does. It really does. It's lit very nicely. So if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, just use your imagination right now. How well lit we are. Give us a 5-star rating and review for that. On today's show, it's a Monday staple. We'll make our way through some NBA weekend winners and losers, but we got to start by respecting the cup. Saturday night, 2 semifinals games. Let's talk about them. We'll look forward to the final there on Tuesday night. We got to start with Wemby returning from a 12-game absence with 22 points, 9 boards, giving the Spurs a huge boost, and OKC just their second loss of the season. Spurs get the victory 111-109 on Saturday night. They are on their way to the NBA Cup final. Great game besides the ending, which was a glorified free throw shooting contest, but a great game otherwise, and Wemby was the star of this one.
Yeah. It's like the next rivalry in the NBA is born. It feels like.
Potentially, yeah.
It has to be.
100%.
Because this is Wemby growing. It was so fun to watch him out there, not only diving on the floor and cheering for his freaking team. That was fun. But also just the types of shots he was getting. I love the way the Thunder, they're always going to play defense and they're always going to keep going. The way they were guarding him almost vertically, I thought, because you have to guard him vertically. The way they were just slashing at the ball, especially Caruso. They just know how to do that, even though we didn't know Wemby was going to play. And Wemby comes off the bench for the first time in his career. So they're going to get used to that. I know Thunder fans are super concerned. What the heck? This is their second loss. This is like their first loss of the season because that other one was on a back-to-back. And we had a huge Drew Holiday night against the Thunder that won't happen again. This is just a new phase. It really is. To watch Wemby, the shots, obviously on Holmgren on the baseline, the up and down nature of the Spurs just getting up there. This is it, man. It's born. It feels like this is step one.
And we got 2 more Spurs-Thunder games over the next 10 days.
Yep.
They play twice more coming up here, one of them being on Christmas.
Family, gather around. We're watching the next great rivalry in the NBA.
Yeah.
Sit down and watch this. We're not watching football. We're not opening presents. We're watching Chet versus Wemby. That was awesome, man. That was the best Cup game there ever has been.
Yeah.
I even went back and looked at some of the other elimination games just to make sure, because as soon as they happen, you forget about them.
Yeah.
This one you're not going to forget about.
Yeah.
Wemby pulling a Willis Reed, coming back from injury. It was so weird the way it went down in the first half. Playing 3 minutes in the first quarter. Like, he came out, instantly started dominating, mostly by hitting the offensive glass. And you're like, wow, this is exciting. A team might be able to beat the Thunder someday. Then he was gone after 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Came back for another 3 minutes in the second quarter. And it was just like, if he can be on the court, it feels like the Spurs have a chance. And then he actually got to play in the fourth quarter, and it was awesome. Wemby couldn't dribble. Thunder were all over him. Anytime he put the ball on the floor, they put a little guy on him to bump him, get physical, and then swarmed him anytime he started to approach the rim. But he could do everything else, so I thought that was super smart. Go into the glass. He does have a size advantage over literally everybody in the NBA. So hit the glass, and then if you can't dribble, just shoot over the top. You're still the tallest guy there. Hit that one on Caruso, where Caruso knocks it out of his hands, somehow regains it, fades away, knocks it down. That was so cool. You love to see Wemby just talking trash the entire time. Casey Wallace fouls him. He flexes on him.
Yeah.
Made Casey Wallace laugh. He's like, hey, man, it's just a foul. It's just a foul. He points at Caruso after that shot. And then when Chet misses the free throw at the end, yelling and screaming for a Cup semifinals game.
Yeah.
This guy was fired up. He cares about winning. The Thunder cared about winning this game, too. Very memorable. This one is unforgettable.
Yeah, and again, when he's on the bench, he's jumping up and down for his teammates. He's not just a guy who's going to sit and save his energy for the floor. He's just super excited. He's into it. He'll read a book pregame, and then he'll come out when he's needed on the floor. He's a special guy, and he's starting this new era of the Spurs. And I know we're kind of like jumping into this and maybe sounds like we're making more out of it than it is, but it's not. This is the Spurs born here.
Well, some people are thinking the San Antonio Spurs saved the 25-26 regular season because they beat them. I think there might be some truth to it. It's like, it's just like Thunder rolling over everybody here. Maybe everyone's like, they're going to probably win the cup. Maybe they're going to defend their title. But now, we're going to see in a couple more games, like I said, coming up here. But they can be beat. It generally is going to have to take like Wemby being out there because they weren't good when he wasn't. But other guys contributed for the Spurs too. They had a bunch of guys hit threes again. Obviously showed their athleticism, their speed, like you said. Sound games from Fox and Castle and stuff like that. So and there is some hate for each other. It feels like, at least from Wemby to Chet. Not a fan of his, and that's great. We want that as basketball fans.
Yeah. Listen, if the Thunder hit some open shots early in this game, they missed a lot of open threes. Yeah. They were the 5th highest three-point percentage team coming into this game, and there were some stinky shots that they missed. They may have been different then, but Wemby just changes everything. He really does. He was a plus 20 in those 6 minutes in the first half. This was a 1-point game in the end, and OKC could have played a lot better. They weren't ready for the Wemby experience. They just weren't. Nobody was. I mean, on Friday here, we talked about what OKC can get to this season. They can get to 74, 75. And we pointed out the 2 games, the Christmas Eve, and then Christmas, that Spurs could knock them off one of those times because Wemby would be back. We didn't know. We couldn't see what Wemby could become here this early. But to combine him with Devin Vassell splashing those threes, Stephon Castle with that spin finish, and then when he saw it post-game, he even, wow, that's me. How good he looked doing that. He even had a look away on the inbound pass for the Wemby dunk. He gave him the inbound pass, the blob, and then he just looked out to the side like, wow, that was pretty cool. So I think a lot of things went wrong for the Thunder. I mean, Jalen Williams is 16 shots to get 17 points. Like, this felt like his worst regular season game of his career. It felt like he could have been way more efficient. Anyways, efficiency wise, Shea struggled when Wemby was on the floor. Those missed threes. I think the way they guard Wemby, I think it will be interesting these next 2 games. I love the slashes. I said they guard him vertically, but is it just going to be Chet one-on-one? I think so. I think they're going to try that.
Chet on Wemby?
I think so.
Chet never guards Wemby.
I know. I think they have to see that just to see what he can become instead of just the small guy, because he's too smart. He's going to shoot over those guys. I mean, they're going to slash. You're going to get a Caruso. You're going to get a little Case and Wallace. Jalen Williams mostly. But I think you have to guard him one-on-one just to see. Because this is
just
born.
To try it out here in the regular season.
This is it, man. This is a new era here.
Yeah, we'll maybe see. The ending, like I said, took forever.
It was ridiculous.
It's just stupid. We've done this every year.
Last 9 seconds, there were 3 timeouts and 5 take fouls. On Basketball Reference, they do the play-by-play. Each individual thing gets a line. 40 line items in 9 seconds. That's stupid. It ruined the game. It ruined the end of the game.
It did. The final 20 seconds of the basketball game took like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of intentional, fouling, and obviously Spurs fouling when they're up 3, and people are debating, like, should we get rid of that? Tweak that rule where maybe it's just 1 shot and you keep the ball, like maybe you can just decline it like football, right? You don't have to actually take the penalty if you don't want to. So there's a lot of options you could do, and the NBA should, because this ruins what was a very entertaining, great game, and it makes the ending, which should be the best part, the absolute worst part. And nobody's saying like, oh, what are you doing, Spurs? You ruined it. No, these are the rules, so they're smart to do it and elect to play that game, but we could change that as a league, and probably should, in addition to all the timeouts and all of the reviews and all this stuff. Reduce it all.
Yeah, 100%. It used to be a debate like, should a team foul up 3? And now it's not even a debate. Everybody knew back then it was the smart thing to do, but some coaches wanted to play it old school. Let's get our defense out there. No, you foul up 3. But unfortunately, it means you foul up 3 every single time. It was so annoying. Just, I don't know. This was maybe the game of the year. It's one of the 5 best games of the year.
On the short list,
And I'll probably eventually forget about the ending being brutal. because the first 47 minutes were so awesome, but that last minute was just so annoying. But with regards to Jalen Williams, with regards to Shea, I give a lot of credit to the Spurs for making it tough on them. I thought they defended SGA about as well as you can. They forced him out of the mid-range. Castle was all over him. He was being just as physical on defense as the Thunder are physically on defense, and you can get away with it when you got Wemby hanging out behind to like encourage it. They were doubling, getting the ball out of his hands, and then Jalen Williams just couldn't make him pay for getting the ball out of Shea's hands. You know, he's coming back from injury. He's kind of getting his rhythm back, so I think he can be better going forward. You know, this loss doesn't really change my opinion that the Thunder are clearly the favorites at all. They still should challenge for 70 wins, but I think this does mess with their pace, taking them from like a 78 win pace to a 74 win pace. They stink now. But it was interesting to see the Thunder really having to work on offense and having it not work all that well. You can't really replicate Wemby, but you can replicate being physical. You can replicate going to the offensive glass. You can replicate being the bigger team. These are the only ways you can beat the Thunder. The Spurs did have the perfect mix on Saturday night. Not every team is going to have that. You got to do it 4 times in a playoff series, but at least there's a little bit of a recipe out there.
Yeah. I can't wait to find out if the Spurs and Wemby really are the kryptonite to the Thunder, or is it just Vegas? Because they lose in Vegas too. You know, this is 2 years in a row where they've come up short here when we get to the semifinals and the finals last year. So can't wait for these 2 games coming up.
And the last year for the semifinals to be in Vegas. It'll be in the home court of every single team next year.
And they're also, I saw Bontemps reporting that they're talking about the league is discussing whether even the finals going to be in Vegas at this point. But I think next year, it will, but moving forward, maybe. You know, the crowds, what did you think of the crowds overall, especially the first game? It's like 2:30 local time there for Knicks-Magic.
Well, the OKC crowd did not compare to OKC, the arena. And I know you can just say, of course, but it didn't even feel buzzy the same way. You know, it didn't feel loud at all.
Well, there were also more Spurs fans in attendance.
Loud for the Spurs, I thought.
Yeah. And so, you know, Thunder, they're like, well, okay, this is weird. We're the higher seed. We've won more games in the knockout stage to get this, obviously, seeding. And it's like, we're at a deficit here, but on this neutral site with more Spurs fans in attendance. But making the right move, at least for the semifinals, to be in your own barn, and then maybe keep it neutral.
Yeah, maybe
it's not
buzz.
Vegas. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it goes other places. Whatever, you could do that. Anything else from that one?
Stephon Castle's really good now. He's just really taken a leap, and I think one of the biggest improvements he's made is finishing inside because he's a great downhill driver. Dwayne Wade was talking all night about playing off 2 feet. That's a Dwayne Wade move right there. He had the 360 where he tried to draw like a Harden rip-through foul. Didn't work, so just spun and hit a layup. That was so cool. He had that like he was driving from the right to the left, finishes on the left side with a righty scoop that was a swish. Probably didn't mean for that to happen, but he was playing through contact the entire night. It is because he can go off 2 feet. He's an explosive athlete. He's gone from like 65% at the rim, which is a good number, to like 75% at the rim, which is an incredible number. And that has just opened everything up for him. And he's gotten so much smarter about the way he play makes and this kind of stuff as well. He is really not a great rookie class last year. He kind of felt to me a little bit like a default rookie of the year, but seeing the way he's played in his second season, it makes me feel like he earned it more his rookie year. Like, I'm like, oh, actually, he's good. Right. He's actually really good. He's not just the best of an okay class.
Sure.
He's got some John Wall to his game, I'm telling you. The way he manipulates things and is able to be the fastest guy out there sometimes, but also change his speeds and stuff. Very good.
Yeah, looks like he has improved, and that's why these Spurs are for real. Even as ready as people will be for Wemby, and they're going to get physical with him, they're going to throw that little body at him. They're here, man. The Spurs are here, and those 2 days, Christmas Eve and Christmas. I like calling it Eve.
I know,
because then you don't have to say it 2 days before, back to back. I'm just
the 23rd.
23rd
is the Festivus.
Sure, the Festivus. Yeah. Wemby and a Festivus.
Christmas Eve.
That'll be fun. There's no doubt. They're going to try and pull Wemby out as much as possible because Wemby was in there, and that's why the Spurs were getting so aggressive, and that's why Shea had the most turnovers he's had this season with those 5 turnovers. And their 3-point shots were not as good as they could be. And they're going to focus on that. They're going to focus on guarding him even more. They're going to focus on getting in the paint. They only won points in the paint by 4. They usually destroy because of Wemby, obviously. And they won't missed layups like that. Caruso missing that the bunniest of bunnies with 130 left.
Bad, yeah.
That's what he's thinking about. He did the Harrison Barnes impression. He put the hands on his head. Harrison Barnes listening to Vanessa Carlton.
I think it was Biombo in the end.
Either way. Somebody had their hands on their head.
Yeah.
And Caruso was so upset. I couldn't see if that was a foul on Caruso on the layup. At the layup end. He missed the one at 130, but then the end. I don't know. I wouldn't call that a foul.
No. Also, especially considering who it is that's complaining about it.
Yeah.
You get away with a lot. That's fair. You guys play very physical. You set the tone.
Yeah.
The thing is, the Spurs matched you in this game.
That's right.
That's what it is. And that made for a very entertaining game. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't think you have much case there on that last one. In my opinion.
Nobody's given Caruso the benefit of the doubt.
No.
But he had a sick dunk as well.
Oh my God.
That was hammer!
That was sick. Yeah.
I was feeling like Stan Van Gundy, man. I just love basketball.
yeah.
I just love watching the sport of basketball be played at a high level. Stan Van Gundy was hilarious, man. He was like in podcast mode. I felt like he would just chime in to say the most obvious things as a joke.
He
kept
did.
going back to that well. It hit once. And then the other times I was like, okay, Stan, we get it.
we get it.
We also like basketball.
We do indeed. And that was the Spurs' first game, correct me if I'm wrong, with their four main guys, right? In Wemby, Fox, Harper, and Castle. All playing.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And then the llama, Keldon Johnson's llama. Maybe more than one llama at this point with the money that they could make here after it's all said and done.
Even now, it's like they get what, 200,000?
Yeah.
I think he's made enough off of this cup to get a llama, regardless of win or not.
They
Can
get
you
plenty.
clarify? They do get like the additional money, right? It's not like you win the cup and you get the $500,000. You also are getting the other monetary values advancing, right? So like in the end, my point is you're making over $750,000 for a cup win. Run.
I don't think
really?
so. I don't think
I don't know.
so.
I'm asking. I'm like, which one is it?
Because you're saying you see money. They get money for losing in the quarterfinals.
That's what I'm saying.
$50K. Do you get that in addition to each level, each stage?
I legit don't know. And I was
don't think
debating
so,
Grisham
but,
about it. I was like, I don't know.
I would think it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You gotta keep getting to the level.
I think so.
Okay.
Speaking of money, I mentioned on Friday the Spurs were at a great line to win the Southwest Division, plus 280. They're now down to plus 190. Still a decent time for them to pass the Houston Rockets. Still a decent time to get in, get all the Southwest salads you can get. Our man Keldon Johnson gets a llama, but you can get all the Southwest tastiness from wherever you get your Southwest salads.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite Southwest salad?
The bagged.
Yeah, bag Southwest salad is
Yeah.
pretty good. Hey, man, throw some fish sticks in an air fryer and you got yourself a fish taco. Just saying.
Wow. That's a nice little
interesting.
tip there.
Yeah.
I think JB Oliver.
Fish taco. Underrated.
You're right.
I've never made myself a fish taco, so I might have to try this.
Yeah,
It's
that's
easy.
good. That's good. A good quick meal.
The Chick-fil-A Southwest, respectable. Also respectable.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll respect that as well.
Respect the salad.
First game, we had Jalen Brunson scoring a season-high 40 points to lead the Knicks past the Magic 132-120. That puts New York through to the NBA Cup final, so they will take on the Spurs. Knicks have won 5 in a row and 9 of their last 10. Trey, where do you want to start with this one? Is it Brunson going for a 40 burger there in Vegas?
Yeah, he was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
A season high 40, I think, for Brunson. Had the nice crossover on Anthony Black where he sat him down on the floor and had a conversation with him and then knocked down a three-pointer. I thought that was big. I thought Karl Anthony Towns had a big and one drive, started flexing like crazy, put the Knicks up 6 with 3:30 left. But this was a fun game, and to me, it kind of felt a little bit potential conference finals preview between the Knicks and the Magic. I think the Knicks are kind of by far the best team in the Eastern Conference right now, and I've got the Magic right in the second tier. It's like them and the Pistons. You would put the Pistons ahead, I believe. They've been better so far this season, and the Jalen Suggs thing is a little concerning, the way he had such a big first half. He looked kind of unstoppable. It looked like the Knicks didn't have anybody quick enough to keep up with him, keep him from getting where he wanted to go. But then for whatever reason, tweaked something in his hip and wasn't able to finish the game. I thought it was a little scary when they interviewed him at halftime. And they're like, are you feeling okay? You feeling good? And he's like, yeah, I feel good. And then they like pull out the shot, and he's just like covered in bandages. He had like bandages from his nipples to his knees. I was like, oh. And then he got hurt even more in the second half. The Magic just have not been able to catch a break between last season's couple of oblique injuries and a knee injury to Suggs. And you got Paolo going out with injury right when he comes back. A game and a half later, Franz goes out. Now it looks like they might be missing Suggs for a little bit of time here. But if the Magic are able to get some semblance of health going into the playoffs, they are a good team. Desmond Bane has really found his spot there in Orlando, and it felt to me like these teams would probably get in a fight if they get into a playoff series against each other. There are a couple of ornery moments.
Yep.
It was awesome just to watch Brunson. Period. He just had the off balance, on balance, off balance, the shots making to go up against Suggs, which is great to see for Jalen Suggs in that first half. He was frickin' awesome. I thought Paolo Banchero was really, really good adapting to his role here as they moved it fast enough. I know he kind of got into his dribble mode a little bit, and he missed every single three he took. But I thought the recipe is there for a really good Magic team without Franz to be able to hang blow for blow with Jalen Brunson, who's going to get MVP votes, and everybody else following in order perfectly behind him on that Knicks team. It's so perfect.
Yeah, you had Cat going for 29 on a really good shooting night, 9 of 11, hit a couple threes, 0 turnovers you love to see too. OG with 24, 8 of 13, he hit a bunch of threes, he added 6 boards. Bridges chipped in with 16 and efficient shooting in obviously heavy minutes. And then Josh Hart too. I mean, obviously fills the box score. Yeah, you're right. I thought that too. It was like everybody playing their role absolutely perfect. And this is a Magic team that is good on defense, and they got embarrassed. I mean, the Knicks shot 61%. Like they were efficient, held the edge in points in the paint, committed very few turnovers. They just like, this is like, I'm with you that maybe the Magic get there, but my takeaway was like, oh yeah, the Knicks are clearly the better team here in the Eastern Conference. And a part of it, yes, injuries coming into play, but they're just a step ahead here of where Orlando wants to get to, and will be an absolutely bummer of a season if they don't make the conference finals at the very least for the Knicks.
Oh, we're talking about, I mean, it's a disappointing season if they don't make the finals. They fired the coach that took them to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, that's probably fair.
And here we are at this point with the Milwaukee Bucks stinking it up, and we'll talk about them later and whether or not the Knicks have to go get him and whether he gives up on his team after seeing what they did against the Brooklyn Nets yesterday. I know
My Taz Mellis is losing hope in the Milwaukee Bucks and the chances of keeping Giannis.
We'll talk. I didn't say that. I did not say that. We'll talk about it later. Whether or not, it's up to him. It's up to him if it's now or at the end of the season is the perfect time when the Knicks don't win a championship and he can say, all right, I'm the guy to get you over the top. But they look absolutely spectacular, like they should get there. They're doing it without the Deuce off the bench, without Deuce McBride. Tyler Kolek has been great for them. I know everybody calling him Steve Nash. Not everybody, but he's number 13. He's a white guy. His hair is flowing like he's Steve Nash.
That is the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard, though.
To Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just looks like.
Okay, but he's not even close to Steve
not
Nash.
the player. He's on. Nash is on the Amazon broadcast. It's easy to just compare the two white guys. But he's not. No, obviously not. Not even close to the player.
Well, I'm Ernie Johnson then.
Hey, 4 assists for Kolek. Kolek gave him a shot in the arm.
He did. He's actually a good player.
Yeah, he got a steal. Steve Nash could never.
Oh.
You know, got a steal and dished it for a layup right underneath. But I actually think he's a decent backup point guard. If Deuce McBride is out, they can sub him in and not take a massive step backwards.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And hey, the Magic got some of those shots off the bench too. When you see a Jet Howard jump in there and hit shots. They felt like they were deep, and that's surprising with Franz out, that they responded so freaking well.
So, Knicks Spurs, Tuesday night in Vegas for the Cup title. It's either like a coronation of sorts, I guess, here for Wemby, to get his first real trophy, or really the first trophy for Knicks basketball, men's basketball, at least in like 50 years.
50 plus.
Yeah. Where are you leaning in Tuesday night's game here? Spurs or Knicks taking this?
I'm leaning to the Knicks.
Okay.
I think veteran teams win the Cup.
Okay.
And they are more veteran
Okay.
than the Spurs are, but man, I'm just excited. Excited to see Wemby in a winner-take-all game.
Yep.
Of course, it's happening in the United States. He can't beat the United States,
boy.
but maybe he can beat a United States team.
Yeah, for some reason I'm with the Knicks too. Yeah, because they look like they have been themselves now for a few weeks, and the Spurs are still feeling it out a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If the Spurs win.
I can't imagine the line will be all that big in this one.
It's currently
New York
2.5
favored?
for New York.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds right. Yeah. I mean, how many more minutes does Wemby get on Tuesday? Is it going to be in the same ballpark? Try and obviously reduce those still, keep them limited. That's a key part. I mean, if he's out there, if you tell me right now Wemby's going to play, no, he's going to be unleashed. He's going to play 40 minutes. And I'm like, ooh, I like the Spurs chances. But I can't imagine they're doing that. Got to play the long game. And hopefully it's another competitive game that doesn't end in a bunch of free throws, though, this time. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. If you
other
guys are going
thing-
Knicks, I'll go Spurs just for fun. Why
Smart
not?
move.
Yeah.
Other things that I liked from our Saturday Night Cup Festival, the gold looks better this year. Last year they had a pale gold.
Yes.
Looked like a well-hydrated urine. This looks good. It
Okay.
looks like a
More
championship
gold?
gold.
Yes.
Looks way, way better. I did like Ian Eagle on this broadcast. This was during the Knicks game. He got a promo to read about something with the rapper Nas, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
called him Nas, and Dwayne Wade was not having it.
Yeah.
And you could tell Eagle was a little embarrassed.
Yeah, he's like,
So
damn
it's
it.
like, oh, man.
It's like he probably practiced it like 10 times.
That's
before
what he's
it.
like. He's like,
Yeah.
practice all
Yeah.
of these pronunciations
Yeah.
for the players, and then they slip you a promo with Nas in it, and it just comes out Nas.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is not the Fast and Furious universe.
No.
Yeah, because it's spelled N-A-S, and once
Yeah.
you get a piece of paper in front of you, you may say Nas. He performed.
God, they kept promoting that. Yeah.
Mid-
and then he
between the two
finally,
games.
he finally did perform. I couldn't tell if it was live or not. I imagined it wasn't, but it was dark, so it was a little perplexing.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I don't know. He played some new songs. He's got a new album.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I will be missing that
Well,
one.
I'm telling you, he does.
No
Yeah.
offense to my friend Nas. Also,
I will listen. I will listen.
Okay, good.
If it's out, I haven't. But
I think it just came out.
okay.
Yeah.
I assume it probably comes out when
Yeah.
he performs. Yeah.
rappers over 40. It's ain't not gonna happen.
Oh, come on.
Not for me.
The Clips album,
Also, didn't listen to it.
it was good.
It wasn't bad.
Rap
Yeah.
is a young man's game.
Oh, of course it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, and these are old guys.
Yeah, we're all
Skip.
hanging on.
No, podcasting is an old man's game.
That's true. It's not rapping.
Everybody who's in their prime is old in the podcasting world. And speaking of prime, the other thing it's true. I mean, think about it. It's every NBA player is retired from their primary
Yeah,
profession.
But do they have good pods?
Well, they had no pods before. You know,
Yeah.
like the figurehead of the podcasting industry is
He's an old
late
man.
50s.
Yeah.
You got to be old to be a podcaster, is what I'm saying.
Man.
Hey, man, we're old.
yeah,
We're on
no,
the
it's-
younger end of podcasting here. I'm just saying it's an old man's game compared to rapping.
Yeah,
you don't,
okay.
You don't have
In
a hunger
comparison.
when you're a rapper.
Bill Simmons, 56.
Yep,
I had to look it up.
old. Yeah. But like the other thing I was going to say, did you guys watch any Prime Vision?
No,
The
no.
secondary broadcast that Amazon Prime was doing. Basically, they make it into 2K. It's different camera angles, a lot of like the baseline overhead, and then it switches as they switch half courts. It puts like the little circles that spin around when the guys have the ball. When they shoot it, sometimes it has the arc. It was awesome.
Oh,
It was actually great.
good.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was really, really good.
Those usually don't do much
Yep.
for me. I gotta say, when you were selling it like it was like 2K, I was like not interested. But
I kind of actually think the 2K camera angle is better than the standard NBA broadcast angle. You can actually see where guys are on the floor and like the way they exploit space and get into different kind of cracks and the crazy finishes they do. We're just so used to seeing it the sideline angle that it throws you off, but it looks good.
okay, I'll have to fire it up.
I didn't see
Sure,
it.
they're doing it for the final here on Tuesday.
I'm
night.
sure
you
that
would
they
think
must
so.
be. Yep.
I saw a rail line camera, you know, the one that sort of feels like it's on a dolly, like it's from the side but lower and kind of slides along. That was on some sort of stream. I don't know which one it was, but it was the NBA app. Here's your other sideline stream. You know, that's always cool for some time.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like you're
like
almost
you're
there.
right there,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can see, like, speaking of the distances or just the space in between guys, you can see how frickin' tight it is and how hard it is to get in between those little angles.
Especially when Wemby and Chet are out there. Taking up a lot more space, those guys, those angular guys. Anything else on the cup?
Mitchell Robinson was supposed to see the Zach Brown band, I guess. I don't know. That's it. That's really my point. He was the Zach Brown band was doing their thing at the Sphere. I think he was only there
They're
for
at the
one.
Sphere. Wow.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess they are a big act.
Mitch is
I
into
did see a funny clip
Yeah,
from
he's a
the
big
Knicks
country guy.
social team asking the guys as they were coming in. There was a video where they're doing like, which artist would you want to see at the Sphere?
Yeah.
Dead or alive, I think.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges hit me with a Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I did not expect that.
was
And
a
then it was
shocker.
more obvious answers for a lot of the other
Yeah.
guys. But yeah, guess he's a Hall & Oates fan. Okay, let's take a break. And when we come back, we will get to other NBA weekend winners and then some losers as well.
Every time my father-in-law comes over, he goes into my gym. You know, he pretends to work out and does a little thing. He thinks he's taking care of himself, changing his body. But come on now. Doing half a dip or half a squat, it doesn't do anything for you. Superpower helps your loved ones take control of their health so they can feel better and live longer. Superpower is a new kind of health platform that helps you finally get answers about what's really happening inside your body and what to do about it. You see, data is knowledge, knowledge is power. That's how you get things done. Track it. One simple lab test measures 100% biomarkers, hormones, metabolism, vitamins, minerals, thyroid, heart health, and more. They'll get a full health report and a personalized action plan built by clinicians, including nutrition, supplement, and lifestyle guidance. That's what you need. For just $199, every gift membership comes beautifully packaged in a free Superpower gift box, ready to wrap and give. It's perfect for this time. It's a thoughtful, life-changing gift for your partner, parents, or even yourself. This holiday, give your loved ones the only gift that keeps on giving, health. Go to superpower.com/gift to get a free $49 gift box with your gifted membership. And after you sign up, let them know you heard it on No Dunks to support the show.
This NBA season on FanDuel, and it's all about the boost. All about that boost, no trouble. No trouble when you're boosting on FanDuel because game days mean your chance to boost your bet and make everything pay off. That's right, all customers get a 25% profit boost on NBA Parlay and SGP bets. Pace is fast, game never stops, and with FanDuel, you got more ways to make every win even bigger, so you gotta lock in your bets. Boost your odds and make every night count on FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Okay, we've respected the cup a fair amount. Let's get to some other NBA weekend winners, some other games on Friday night, games on Sunday. TK, get us started. We'll do one round of winners and one round of losers today.
I got the Minnesota Timberwolves as a winner of the weekend. Anthony Edwards didn't play over the weekend. He's out with a foot injury, but 2 wins for the Timberwolves. They beat the Warriors on Friday. They beat the Kings yesterday on Sunday. I was more interested in the Warriors game, though I partook in both. Steph Curry came back, 39 points for that guy. 27 lead changes in this game. Really exciting to watch. The Wolves went on a 20-7 run in the fourth quarter. They built a 12-point lead. I thought part of it was good defense from the Timberwolves, but also the Warriors were just ice cold for a long stretch of the fourth quarter, and Minnesota's bench pretty much was running on every single stop, but the Warriors got hot. They charged back thanks to Curry hitting some threes and DeAnthony Melton making plays all over the court, going to the free throw line time and time again. Warriors took the lead on a Curry three-pointer with 2 minutes left, but the Timberwolves actually executed down the stretch. That is a big-time question mark for them this season, but a 10-2 run to close the game out, and part of it was Rudy Gobert just dominating inside. No Draymond for the Warriors, and Quentin Post couldn't do anything with this guy. In the fourth quarter, Gobert had 12 points, 6 rebounds, went 6 of 6 from the field. Jaden McDaniels was setting the table for him, had a couple of really beautiful passes to set up Gobert. Dante DiVincenzo hit a couple of big three-pointers, including a dagger with 28 seconds left. 5 Timberwolves finished in double digits in this game. Randall had 27, Gobert had 24, DiVincenzo 21. Naz Reid's been playing really well. He had 18, and McDaniels had 17, plus some assists. Like I said, the bench was decent. Terrence Shannon Jr., 9 points. Rob Dillingham, most impressed I've ever been with Rob Dillingham. He had 6 points.
Yeah.
But he was big, I thought, in the fourth quarter. Biggest play of the game to me, though, was Quentin Post had a wide open three-pointer. Minute and 10 left from the right corner. He just waited. This was a Task Mellis 2 open. Shoot it in rhythm, man. If he catches it and shoots it, probably knocks it down. But he stopped. He looked down. He may have even dribbled.
I think he dribbled.
It took forever. And yeah, man, shoot it. And he bricked it.
Yeah.
Same recipe on Sunday, though, for the Timberwolves against the Kings. No Ant in this one, but 5 players in double digits once again. 24 for Randall, 21 for McDaniels, who has a much better handle this season. Like, he does behind the back moves. He goes between his legs. He's got some craft to him now. Nas had 20, DiVincenzo had 18, and Bones Highland played great. 18 points and 5 assists. He was making extra passes. He was rebounding. He was doing winning play type of things. I was quite impressed with Bones Highland as well. Zach LaVine went out with a sprained ankle in this one. Rudy Gobert had to miss the majority of the second half due to personal reasons. Haven't heard what that has to do yet. We will see. But this was a nice weekend for the Timberwolves to stack up a couple of wins. They've won 7 of their last 8. They have been dominating the bad teams, but they're dominating the bad teams. That's good.
I like that the Minnesota Timberwolves are the guy that's like, I'll catch up later. That's how it feels like in the Western Conference. Like, we got these Thunder off to the hot start, the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Lakers, and it's like, what's wrong with Minnesota? But they're like, I'll catch up later, don't worry. And I feel like they're like getting there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they obviously are not in that lower level tier, like play-in almost tier. They're going to be fine, is my point. And that was a good, solid weekend with no Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, the Western Conference standings are ridiculously tight. It feels like the Timberwolves could jump up at some point, but I agree. I've kind of lumped Anthony Edwards into that. Hey, he'll get it going later on in the season. That's part of who he is, his resume, his aura. He's like, all right, we'll take care of this at some point. But I thought DiVincenzo super key against the Golden State Warriors, and we talked about whether a package would include him going out for a guy like Kobe White if they need a scorer, a guy who would totally replace like a Bones Highland that they've experimented and tried to get him going, or a Terrence Shannon who also produced extremely well. Rudy Gobert was monstrous, though. I wonder if Draymond Green was at home watching and just wishing that he could go bang with him. Did he produce a podcast after that? I don't know.
I don't think so.
But he definitely would have talked about how he could have banged Rudy Gobert real hard down low.
Whoa,
not banged in that
explicit
way.
Rating.
Oh, come on.
Jesus, Murphy.
There's banging that happens on NBA floors every single night. No one
Not
is
a
naked.
single guy wearing the number 69.
But yeah, they were impressive. And you mentioned everybody. Nas, don't call me Nas Reed. Everybody, super, super good out there for the Wolves. They needed to get it going, obviously, without Anthony Edwards. So they just need something. They need a spark, and that's who they are at the end of every season. So it's obviously super early, but literally 2 through 6 is separated by 2 games. So anything can happen.
Yeah, but do you think they're actually better than any of the teams ahead of them? Ahead of them is OKC, Denver, Houston, Lakers, Spurs. That
Good
seems pretty
teams.
tough to break
Very
into
good
that
teams.
top 5. And against that top 5, they're not very good.
Yeah, I think they are better than the Lakers, who they show they can outrun and outpace like they did in the playoffs. I think they are. Of any of those teams, I know we just gave a ton of love to the Spurs, but I think they can hang. I would like to see a Rudy versus Wemby run in the playoffs.
That would be funny.
But it would be, these series are when the Timberwolves really show out to me in a series of any of these teams.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Timberwolves, big winner. Who do you have?
I'm going with Joel Embiid. He's playing basketball more. Because before this weekend, he was required to take 2 days off after every single game. Friday, he played awesome against the Pacers. A lot of mid-range, a lot of where Wemby will operate for the next 20 years. Hanging out there, he went to the free throw line 18 times. He played 32 minutes, the most of his season. And then after the game, he said, I hope the plan changes for me. I hope I can just sit for one night. And for the first time, it happened. On Sunday, he played against the Hawks just after one night in between. Now, he wasn't spectacular, but he was 22 and 14 in 30 minutes. He had Paul George playing those both games. I thought he had a really big basket against his old team, the Pacers, and then he had 35 against the Hawks.
He was on fire against Atlanta. He was hitting insane shots.
Yeah.
He couldn't miss there for a stretch. Yeah.
Couldn't shake Vit Krejci, though, on that last possession.
No, that was lockdown D from Vit.
Yeah, he's not the same Paul George to be able to get by guys the same way, because he was super pumped with that last minute bucket against the Pacers, like he felt like old Paul George, but he's he's not the same guy. But they do this without Tyrese Maxey, who had an illness for both games, so that's just a big win and loss. They lost against the Hawks, but it is just overall to see those guys play 2 games of basketball. It's a win. I know it ain't fun, but it is a win. And they're cohesive. And I think Nick Nurse is backing those guys. He's backing this guy, Tyrese Maxey, who he talked about after the game. He said, quote, "I talked to him and he said he'd see me at practice Tuesday. I said, I'm not sure we're practicing Tuesday, but I'll be there. Me and you, man. I'll see you there." Nick Nurse is just funny. So they got a unit. I know you were there, Skeets, on Sunday versus
down at the Fortress.
The Sixers. How
That
was
was a
it?
super entertaining game. I'll be honest. I went with the lowest of expectations for us for a Hawks Sixers game on a Sunday at 6 o'clock, but it was really entertaining. It sucked that Maxey didn't play for sure. Crazy no call at the end of the game though that the Hawks got away with, I believe, a backcourt violation.
That's such a weird thing.
That to me is though. And if you didn't see it, it's like they got to inbound the ball and they're in the front court and Nickeil Alexander-Walker seems to get the ball in the front court and then obviously takes it into the backcourt, and Nurse and the Sixers are like, what the hell? That's over and back. You can't do that. And they couldn't look at it. Was that the problem too? Because
I don't know.
It was just it's one of these strange ones where I'm not really even sure of the rules on that. But I thought it was an over and back, but it's this whole thing of like when you have the ball. Is that what you're going to say? Sort of.
No,
TK?
it's too subjective is the thing. It's because if your momentum is taking you into the backcourt, they don't call it. That seems like way too much referee influence there. It should be if you catch the ball with a foot in the front court, it's a backcourt violation. It happened in the playoffs last year. Jalen Brunson, I think, was the guy. But it's very weird because he caught the ball in the front court.
Yeah.
But he was running towards the backcourt, so they're like, that counts. It shouldn't be like that.
No, that was a weird one.
Yeah, Dominique Wilkins was confused. He's like, no, that's a backcourt violation. And Rathbun was like, no, it's the momentum.
And then Nickeil sort of almost like purposely, it looked like, tries to bobble it even when he goes into the backcourt to make it look like, well, I didn't really have it, even though he did catch it. But anyway, entertaining game. Paul George is on fire. VJ Edgecombe, I thought, was really good for stretches. Embiid, not his best, but... No. These are the type of games where he doesn't even have a good game. You look up, he's got 22 and 14. They were getting pissed off with Embiid, though, throwing his elbows. Poor Okongwu caught one in the face. Jalen Johnson's like, that's the second time you've done that, man. Stop throwing your elbows like crazy. I think he did get a flagrant for that in the end after they looked at it. But
Embiid likes doing that. I get it. Yeah. It was just good to see him on the floor. But he doesn't have the lift. We all know that. I mean, Jay Huff on Friday with the Indiana Pacers blocked him twice. He just blocked his jump shot. So he's like, I know you're not going by me, man. I can block your shot. So he's not the same guy. But as you said, as long as there's a guy to catch the ball at the elbow, it just helps Tyrese Maxey because he can make shots, and he splashed a couple threes. So he looked his best. Whether or not that holds on, we had the debate. Is Joel Embiid going to play more games from this point on, or will LeBron James play more games from this point on? Good sign. Embiid is playing basketball, and PG, also playing basketball together.
Yeah, I thought it was fitting on the very same weekend that Wake Up Dead Man dropped on Netflix. Both Joel Embiid and Paul George played 2 straight games.
They woke up.
These dead men woke up. 0 dunks between these guys so far this season.
Wow.
Kind of amazing,
That's
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
So Embiid doesn't have a dunk.
He can't get by anybody. He can't really jump.
Yeah,
so
I just thought
when the jumper is on, like that's why he had a good game.
Yeah.
His jumper was on. His free throws were on.
We say jumper, by the way. He doesn't jump
No
when he
jumping.
shoots.
Exactly.
Right,
the bigger concern for Embiid is he can't move on the defensive end. So when the ball is really moving, he can kind of get lost out there. You see the same thing, I think, with Paul George playing against the Hawks. He was on fire. He banked in a 3-pointer at one point. He was hitting some tough shots. And when it came down to can you beat this guy off the dribble, he couldn't beat that guy off the dribble. But in a weekend where they didn't have Maxey, they needed anybody to be scoring, and both these guys were able to fill it up. But it just seems to be like more of a high risk, high reward with these guys. If they're hitting, they're going to play well because they can get to their jumpers because of the size advantage they have over whoever they're going to be playing. But the explosiveness, it ain't there. But you're happy to see them playing. Like, that's the big thing. They're signed for years after this, so at least they're out on the court.
I'll say I was shocked by how many Tyrese Maxey jerseys I was seeing down at the Fortress. Yeah, I was noticing it. I was like, wow, there's a lot of Maxey jerseys here. I didn't know he was that popular.
That is
In
surprising.
terms of people rocking the jersey, so that was cool. But
Yeah.
they unfortunately didn't get to see him.
No.
So that was a bummer. My weekend winner goes to The Kids Are All Right. And I am not talking about the 2010 Oscar-nominated film with Annette Bening, Julianne Moore, and Mark Ruffalo, of course.
No.
Though a good movie, a fine movie.
I agree.
I'm talking about the 2025 draft class rookies. A lot of them on Sunday had really good performances. Start with Kon Knueppel. He had himself a weekend, man. He scored 29 points, had 4 boards, 3 assists in 44 minutes during Sunday's win over the Cavaliers, 119-111. Great game from him. He had Lonzo Ball dropping his head and shaking his head like multiple times after he scored on him. He's like, I don't know what to do with this kid. He's getting to his spot or blowing by me. And that was Knueppel's second straight strong performance after he scored a season-high 33 in a loss to Chicago on Friday night. So over the weekend, Knueppel averaged 31 points per game and 6 assists. And he hasn't missed a free throw since like Thanksgiving. The 3 ball's fallen. God, he's good. We've talked about him already. He's legit.
I think he's
Yeah.
their best player.
I agree. I think he is.
I mean,
I think they
Brandon
sort of
Miller
know
hit
that.
a huge shot.
He did.
Against the Cavaliers, but he was like, 28 points on 23 shots. He goes through some real cold stretches where
does.
it looks like he can't generate a good look and just has to kind of get lucky. He said Paul George is his favorite player of all time, and he plays exactly like Paul George. But Knueppel, he just does everything.
Yep. So he was awesome. So good. Jeremiah Fears, another rookie I thought played great on Sunday. And this kid's 19 years old, and he's playing point guard in the NBA. He was good against the Bulls. He was, we know he's shifty, strong ball handling. It's tough not to see like some Kyrie in him with his handle. It is tight. And he was awesome. He was putting everybody on skates. Every white guy, at least. Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter for sure. Buzelis got a taste of it. He's fast. Those are bigger guys, too. So that's a tough guard for him once he got matched up onto them, or they got matched up onto him. But 18 points in the fourth quarter. Scored or assisted on 18 points in the fourth quarter for Jeremiah Fears.
Homecoming game for Jeremiah
Yeah,
Fears,
right.
and he destroyed.
Yeah. He had the family in attendance there. So it's nice.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
So he's good. And then already talked about VJ Edgecombe. I thought he was carried the Sixers for stretches in that game on Sunday versus the Hawks. He had 26 points. And then Atlanta's own Newell. He played well for the Hawks on Sunday. Now, he doesn't play as much as these other guys I'm talking about. Really good energy boost for Quinn Snyder off the bench. He had 9, 4, and 2, again, limited minutes. But if you're watching Hawks games, he's playing here a little bit more. He's actually now getting some shifts over the last 4 or 5 games. He's averaging 15 or 16 minutes per game, and he's chipping in 10 points per game. The guy's got some hops to him, and he's just all energy, hitting the odd 3. And he's just getting a little opportunity. So just a little love for him because he didn't see much from him early in this season. He wasn't playing a lot.
Yeah, he feels like the same vibes as Colin Murray-Boyles can do for the Raptors in that same light. Watching Derek Queen as well, just to give him love. He threw that alley-oop to Trey Murphy for that reverse alley-oop. Now it's back-to-back games. He finds Trey Murphy on these baseline cuts, and they're pretty stuff. So
Zion Williamson coming off the bench.
Yeah.
For the Pels in that game.
back.
Bench boy.
Yes.
He was
him
gone.
and Poole coming off the bench, obviously.
Yeah.
Poole has been, but yeah.
Yeah, they won.
Pelicans have 5 wins this season, and they swept the Bulls.
Yep.
2-0.
2 against the Bulls.
good stuff.
One more winner to NBC. Did you guys see this? They're dropping the coast-to-coast format for the final NBA telecast of the month here. Okay, because they were doing the whole East Coast, West Coast. It's on Peacock or NBC, and then flipped it when you got over to the West Coast. They announced Saturday that it's switching to standard doubleheaders for to start at 8 o'clock and 10:30 p.m. Eastern, because they were starting these late games at 11 o'clock too.
11.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just for the remaining of the month. We get true doubleheaders on NBC, starting a little bit earlier, like I said.
Great.
Now, the reason, I saw Sports Media Watch said it's unlikely they're going to switch away from this, altogether, the coast-to-coast format, because they're really only doing this because the Tonight Show and Late Night are typically in reruns here at the end of the year. So they're like, who cares? Just put the games on the actual broadcast. But anyway,
Okay.
it's a good thing starting a little bit earlier. 11 o'clock is very, very late for us.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's too late. It is.
Yeah, I would love to know how many people on the East Coast were watching games.
Yeah.
I want to see the ratings. And I guess that was a part of it.
They'll try it out here. They'll test it out.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll do better. All right, let's do a round of NBA weekend losers. TK.
Riddle me this.
Okay.
Which is worse? Losing to the Nets by 45,
Okay.
trailing by 30 to the Nets after 3 quarters, giving the Nets their first 30-point lead of the season, or scoring 0 points in the last 7 minutes of a basketball game.
Great riddle.
Whoa, those are tough, actually, options.
But they're all bad.
I go 1 or 3, actually. I guess I just go 1 to keep it simple. Just losing. Just
Losing
getting
by
hammered.
45
Yeah.
to the Nets.
Yeah.
The Bucks did all of these things, of course. The Brooklyn Nets, currently ranked 25th in offense. They had 9 players in double digits yesterday against Milwaukee. 19 threes, which led to a lot of blow-bys on the closeouts. It's like the Nets were hitting them, so then the Bucks finally started challenging them, and then it was an easy runway to the rim. 33 assists on 45 makes. For Brooklyn, I think they must have back-cut the Bucks 100 times in this game. This is one of the worst losses of the season. I thought the Bucks losing to the Nets, how badly they did. Like, you lost to the Wizards not too long ago. You lost by 1.
Right. That happens.
Bad loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Losing by 45. This was just disgusting. I went back and watched the entire fourth quarter today. Saw Cole Anthony throw an alley-oop that just hit glass.
No.
Saw Jericho Sims try and take a guy off the dribble from the top of the key, and somehow he threw the ball between the defender's legs, and the defender was standing at the free throw line. So he threw the ball like 10 feet ahead of him, trying to dribble on a dribble drive. It wasn't a turnover, though, because
Wow.
it went off of a Nets leg. It was really, really bad. This also comes on the heels of a Chris Haynes report that Giannis's next team, he wants sun, he wants a big market, and he wants to compete for a championship. These are 3 things that are not happening in Milwaukee. So I thought bad weekend for the Bucks, and it looked like maybe they were going to have a little bit of a spark here because they beat the Celtics on Thursday.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good doing it. You know, Kuzma was incredible in that game, and then in this one it was just like, Gary Trent Jr., can you save us? Gary can't save you. This was bad.
And how does Tass Mellis feel about the Milwaukee Bucks?
Hold on. Let me. I just want to know which Chris Haynes report I missed because there was another one that he said. Giannis he's keeping it internal, right? It feels like the reports changed depending on what's going on with the Bucks. Literally, like
When they win,
the one
he's
prior to this
considering
one,
staying?
yeah, the one prior to this one, I think it was in between the Boston win, and it was he's keeping it internal. Now he's got his outlook on what's going on, but it feels like it changes, yeah. So,
well, what does that report even mean?
Yeah, I
He's
don't
keeping
know.
it internal.
Yeah.
Well, what is he keeping internal?
He can't make a trade request or he'll
Yeah.
get fined.
yeah, to go from, as we were saying, after the whole thing happened, and then Doc Rivers and everybody were saying, we got 4 days off, we're going to have a couple good practices, we're going to see how it goes. Then they go beat the Boston Celtics. And then they come out like this. That's why if I'm looking at Giannis' situation, I see this. If, losing by 10 or 12 to Brooklyn would be despicable, but at least it'd be like, okay, we got hope once I come back. This is entirely different. This was an effort thing. This was just the bench of the Brooklyn Nets coming out and destroying the Bucks really, really badly. So that's just like a up and down locker room. We ain't cutting it here. So yeah, I think that amplifies Giannis's desire to leave at some point.
And this is the unofficial start to trade season here, December 15th. There's like 80 plus more guys that can now actually be traded. So it's, basically 90% of the league at this point could be traded. And yeah, those trade rumors are only going to get louder here. You would think from the Bucks or Giannis and all that, unless he just comes out and says, no, I am not asking for a trade this season. Don't worry, I'm going to come back and we'll make it work, and then we just do this all over again in the summer. But yeah, I mean, he's not looking at this team. He can't be going, if the whole thing is just to win another title, and that is priority number 1, it's not going to be here. I just don't think it is, and I know they got the one pick that you say they could dangle out there. There's going to be no real difference maker in my mind that will get them up into the championship contender status with just that pick and a guy or two. It's just not there. So
yeah, it sure seems like he wants the Knicks. The question is with the Knicks, do you want to join them now, if that's possible, or in the offseason after 2 things happen? One, you gave it one more shot with your team. Because you said preseason, I'm doing this. I'm loyal to this team. I'm staying here for one more year. I will not demand a request during the season. And then the second thing is, do you join a Knicks team that didn't win to help them be that boost? Or is that too late?
What if the Knicks win?
Well, yeah,
then he's got to
that'd be
join
strange.
them, and looks like Kevin.
He's got to join another team.
Tough call. Yeah.
Then he's going to join another
Yeah,
team.
he
Well,
can't.
that's why he's opening it up to the three things everybody wants when they get traded.
That's right.
A chance to win a title. What did you say? A chance to win a title.
Big market.
Big market and some sunshine.
Some beautiful
Some
sunshine.
nice weather. Yeah. Me too, man. We'll see.
Unfortunately, it's cold in Atlanta right now. Can't come here.
Well, I mean, you say the Knicks part of it too. Like, let's be honest. Like, would the Knicks right now want to actually
that's part of it.
trade for Giannis like this very minute? It obviously would be breaking up your team. It'd be completely changing your team because some key pieces have to go out, but they're good.
Oh, super.
And they're
good.
looking at the landscape going, we could get to the finals. And I'm with you. It's almost like they're looking at it like, now let's just play this year out, see how we do, make the finals, maybe not, whatever. And then we'll try and trade for Giannis. That makes the most sense.
And how does Brunson and Giannis play together? I think that's an interesting thing because the Brunson, I know he's given up the ball more this season. He's handling it less. He's got more catch and shoots. And that's why the Knicks are up in drives and passes and catch and shoots overall. But it is a little bit more like Dame and Giannis playing together. Now, he would give that a shot, of course, and I'm sure Brunson would give that a shot. And Brunson is on a whole other level than Dame was when Giannis played with him.
Yeah.
But that cohesiveness is an interesting part of it. But I guess that's the team he wants to play for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's how much does he put his thumb on the scale here, Giannis, of like, you could trade me to better teams to get you a better package back, you being the Bucks, but him saying to that team that trades for him, like, I ain't going to be here all that long. So be careful. If he really wants to get to Madison Square Garden in the Knicks, we'll see.
I still believe in the loyalist that Giannis is to the Bucks, and he says to Horst, "You got to pick. You do that, I'm giving you one more shot." Which is, I hear what you're saying, and that they're still going to be a level below Knicks, even Magic, probably.
Pistons, potentially.
Pistons,
Yeah.
Here we are. We got 2 more months to talk about it.
That's right. Who do you have for a loser of the weekend, Tess?
I'm a bit of a geek, and I call this the Cleveland Cavaliers here in the document because it feels like they are half of what they were last year. It does not feel like they are themselves. It's so strange. They had 5 days off before their game against the Washington Wizards on Friday. The Washington Wizards. And I was watching that game as the Wizards got up 17, and I thought, whoa, this game is over? And this Cleveland Cavaliers team just literally isn't cohesive. They're just not together. Who are they? And we can say there's injuries, yada, whatever. They got down 17 to the Washington Wizards, and they needed 24 from Donovan Mitchell in the fourth to get them to OT. Bob Carrington was freaking awesome for the Washington Wizards. So the Cavs got themselves there, and they won it. And a win is a win. Yeah, whatever. But they didn't feel right. They just did not feel right. Evan Mobley was literally like missing shots inside. Like he looked like he threw up an air ball. It just didn't, even though his numbers are there, he just doesn't look like who he was. And then he goes down with an injury. He's got a calf strain. He's out 2 to 4 weeks. So then they play Charlotte on Sunday. Play that tape back. Same thing happened. Down 17 again. Jared Allen back. After a couple weeks off, he got outplayed by Ryan Kalkbrenner. I didn't know I would say Ryan Kalkbrenner this many times this season, but that guy is outplaying Jared Allen, I thought, in this game, despite Miles Bridges shooting 7 for 19 and Brandon Miller shooting 8 for 23. The Charlotte Hornets won this frickin' game after a miracle sort of play that Lonzo Ball got it to Jalen Tyson underneath, and then Brandon Miller hit a 3 right in the face of Darius Garland. That was a great little Garland trying to get a little push-off thing.
Flop.
Yeah, it was a flop. You can't call that. So Brandon Miller 3, and then they scored 0 points in OT against the Charlotte Hornets, so that's why they lose. So this team doesn't look like who they were. I know you said it a couple weeks ago, Seats, and now I do think injuries do play a part. I do think Max Strus not playing as their sort of connector has been important, just to be out there to connect their backcourt and the front court. And I know Darius Garland has been out, and he's hobbling around on that toe injury, and Sam Merrill has a hand injury, and now Mobley is out. And I just don't see what happens in the near future. Again, I think Strus has to come in and just take DeAndre Hunter's job in the starting lineup. Kenny Atkinson believes in DeAndre Hunter, I don't see it. I don't get it at all. He's turning into that Hawks player coming off the bench for last season where he was awesome, and that's why the Cavs went and got him. But yeah, there is some sort of gap in who they are together. Like Donovan Mitchell's an all-star. You could literally have some MVP votes for him, but they're just not together. And watching Darius Garland run into Jared Allen on that pick, that was like the Cavs season in one play. Like, yeah, we can score, we can do good things, but we can't get it done. And so this is a weird time for them. If everybody comes back, sure, they could change, but it's hard to see that right now.
You have thoughts on the Cavs here, TK?
Yeah, they're toast. Time to blow it up. It's time to split up Garland and Mitchell. I think first and foremost, I think their problems are pretty easy to diagnose. The injuries are definitely a concern. Garland is like hobbling around out there. People are asking him about his toe, and he won't even talk about it. So you know it's bothering him, and it's clearly affecting him. Mobley now out with a calf strain. Is that right? Like you're saying, no Strus yet this season. I guess he just got his walking boot off, so probably still a little time till he comes back. Jared Allen's been banged up. All of their role guys have been banged up. They've had more injuries this season than they had last season. That's hurting them. But the main problem with the Cavs is that they are soft on the defensive end. They don't bring a lot of like physicality on that side, a lot of intensity. And on the offensive side, they're a jump shooting team that can't shoot. They're first in three-point attempts this season, third in three-point rate. That's basically the same as last year. Last year, they were fourth in three-point percentage. This year, they're 28th in three-point percentage. They have no fallback. It's Donovan Mitchell. Please save us.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. But you saw there in overtime, 0 for 10 from the field. Cavs getting booed at home. And post-game, both Mitchell and Garland are like, yeah, we should be getting booed. We're not giving the fans anything to cheer for. So they gave it a good run. You know, they had the best record in the league last year in the Eastern Conference at least, but they've melted down in the playoffs 2 times, partially because of injuries, but partially because sometimes the lights are too bright, like this key light right here. Sometimes the lights are too bright. And I think that we have just seen the Cavs reach their logical end here. Kept it together, kept the consistency, kept the chemistry, the continuity, all these different C words, but it just doesn't cut it for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, a team has never needed a guy more like a Josh Hart or even a Jalen Suggs or a Caruso. Yeah. Like those type of guys, everybody knows what I'm talking about, like the guys that actually bring that energy, a little bit of an attitude, can maybe hit a shot too. The Cavs need that. They need that. And that to me, if they make a trade here and if it's splitting up either one of their bigs or one of their guards, make sure that type of guy's coming back in the mix because, man, they could use it. I was ready to give them a loser of the weekend after the win on Friday night because it took 48 from Donovan Mitchell. And we keep talking about it. It's like he has to save them. That's not a recipe for playoff success. I mean, we've seen this time and time again with Donovan Mitchell. Give him some help. And, it's not good. They're 15-12, I think, now, down pretty low in the Eastern Conference standings. There's still a ton of time left to get back up, but I think they, right now, as we get into trade season, they have to be looking at a move to shake it up and just switch it up and give themselves like just new life here, I think.
And I think they're a second apron team, isn't that right?
Well,
Which makes things pretty complicated. And they traded a ton of stuff to get Donovan Mitchell in the first place, and then to bring in DeAndre Hunter, they traded in even more stuff. So a lot of it is going to have to be internal. But man, they just need they need a dickhead. They need somebody who's just a jerk. They're saying it here in the stream team. They need literally a Dylan Brooks-like character, somebody who wants to fight somebody every single night.
I agree.
Yeah, and last year they were able to do that with the backcourt of Mitchell and Garland, and then Allen and Mobley in the front court with literally was Max Strus was the guy who was a big part of that. Is it just the end of the Donovan Mitchell era here in Cleveland, like it was the end of the Donovan Mitchell era in Utah? Like he has been there now. This is season number 4 for him. Is it just him not being able to lead? See, I don't buy that because I feel like he is trying to do his thing, but as far as everybody else goes, they are not there. And that's why internally it has to come from somebody who just comes out and plays harder because they don't have the ability to trade for a lot of guys. It could be Max Strus. Again, I know he's not the incredible defender that you might think of, but he's better than DeAndre Hunter. who's literally lacking and literally can't shoot the ball. And I don't know why.
He's on a cold streak right now. Surprise, surprise.
Well, he's been on a cold streak, this whole season, really. He's got to come off the bench. We've seen his recipe with the Atlanta Hawks. This is what he needs to be. He needs to come off the bench and be that primary guy, and that's why they need to yank him. Kenny Atkinson really believes in him and calls it upon himself to get DeAndre Hunter different types of looks, but I don't buy it. I just don't get it, really. And Max Strus, he had the offseason surgery. I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon. He's got that old Jones fracture in his left foot. It seems like it's taking a while. And also, you can keep on looking. But guys like Jalen Tyson, those guys fight harder out there. So it ain't happening right now.
I'd like to give a mini loser of the weekend to every Golden State Warriors player not named Steph Curry over the weekend. Like, you already alluded to it when you were talking about the Wolves game, but Steph did return from injury over the weekend. He had 39 on Friday night. They lost. Followed it up with 48 on Sunday night in Portland. They lost. So Steph hit like 30 shots this weekend, and 18 of them were threes, and the team is going 0-2 over the weekend. Wasn't a lot of help on the defensive end or from other guys. Draymond Green, I thought, was brutal in the second half versus the Blazers on Sunday. He had a pretty good first half, but oh my God, turnover city with this guy against the Blazers. And Jimmy Butler has done one of his classic sort of December disappearing acts here. It's like you sort of don't even notice that he's out there at times, and that's not good for a guy that gets paid what he gets paid. So just disappointing that you get two huge monster Steph performances and they both come in losses.
Got to win one of those two. They're under 500 right now, and I think a big part of it is Draymond has taken a step back. Like, he still can bring it defensively, but they are accommodating him on the offensive end, and at times it feels like he's a bit of an anchor for Steph Curry. And then Jimmy just is coasting right now. I think he was like 9 for 22 over the weekend, 31 points total. Like, this is when you need Jimmy Butler. When things are going poorly for your team, you need somebody besides Steph to kind of do anything out there and take offense at the way you're playing.
Yeah. But my loser of the weekend is going to go to the Lakers-Suns officiating, and I'd love to get your opinions on this. Let me just set the scene here. Phoenix was down 20 with like under 8 minutes to go in the game last night. But then suddenly clawed their way back, took the lead, 114-113, with about 12 seconds to go with Dillon Brooks hitting a three-pointer over LeBron. LeBron made contact with Dillon Brooks, gave him the old little love tap to the chest, probably clipped him on the side there of the legs too. You won't believe this, that pissed Dillon Brooks off, and on the way back down the floor, he's John with LeBron, bumps LeBron. Okay, we got to replay, review this. They look at it, and they decide, which took forever, by the way. Oh, my God. They decided, okay, Brooks, that's a second tech. That's a technical foul. That's your second tech of the game because he got into it earlier, and that was an ejection. But nothing actually on the call of the LeBron part of it all. That's why Dillon Brooks was pretty pissed. We'll start there. Did you think it warranted a foul call on LeBron?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, Dillon Brooks tried to draw a foul.
By kicking out his left leg.
It's happening too much in the NBA. It is an issue with guys shooting three-point shots, putting their feet down, and at the same time, I know the front office or the NBA is saying we need to take care of these players and not have this zone where they can't land. I get it, but it's gone too far. And so
what about the tap?
The tap, it's just a tap.
Okay.
I was okay with it.
Give him a tap on the chest. That's what he did. You can see it from the other angle. You have to see the other camera angle to see that one.
Yeah. I thought it was a foul.
I sort of did too.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron definitely tries to like duck out of the way, try to avoid Dillon Brooks, but he gets him in the ribs.
More importantly, that tech gave the Lakers a free throw attempt. LeBron takes it. LeBron is shooting like 60% at the line this year. Yeah. I know it's LeBron. He scored more points than anyone in history. He misses it. Okay, ball don't lie, I guess. On the next play, LeBron gets fouled on a three-point attempt by Devin Booker with about 4 seconds to go, let's call it that. Now, this one where he does the reach in and LeBron's going up. What do you think of this one?
Absolutely not a foul. I think it's going too far. It's going too far with how they're calling and trying to protect three-point shots. I think it's going to be a point of emphasis for all officials to scale it back a little bit. We saw it in the NBA Cup where Shea was kicking his legs out as well. It's like he would have fell down anyways. It doesn't matter if somebody sort of touched him. It's just gone too far. The pendulum has to swing back a little bit.
if it wasn't a foul on LeBron, it shouldn't have been a foul on Booker. They were too similar. I mean, I
Right.
think Booker said he fouled him, but like I said, I thought LeBron fouled
Right.
Brooks as well. So to see those two calls go back to back like that was a little ridiculous. The grift is in for the Lakers, but LeBron was feeling guilty. He only went 2 of 4 at the line.
Well, that's right. That's right. LeBron didn't miss his first free throw. You're like, oh my God, here we go again. Made the final 2 and gave the Lakers the 115-114 lead. And then there was a play at the end. Grayson Allen sort of tried to step through, and there's contact and all that. I didn't really have a problem with that one. Whistle being sort of swallowed. LeBron sort of got a piece of it. Anyway, weird ending. Tyler Ford, man, not my favorite official. Head crew chief. He's more interested in reviewing plays than he is like actually getting the play call right. Because there's a lot of going over there. And the Lakers ended up shooting 43 free throws to Phoenix's 25. And the Lakers shoot a lot of free throws. They don't average 43. That's like 20 plus more than their average. So it was a lot of free throws in this game. They don't like each other, these two teams, too.
Yeah.
Part of that's the Dillon Brooks, LeBron of it all, but not a great job here by the officiating crew, I thought.
Well, I think LeBron could have even been ejected earlier. There was
Oh,
a
yes.
skirmish between
Yes.
LeBron and Dillon Brooks where, it's like Brooks maybe blocks LeBron's shot, the ball's floating in the air, and he just smacks it, it hits LeBron. LeBron is fired up. You don't see LeBron get that
No.
mad all that often, but he was quite angry, and Tyler Ford and whoever this other referee was, I don't even remember which guy that was, both come over and are trying to split him up, and LeBron is pushing the referee out of the way. That's an ejection for every other player in the league.
Basically, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like, LeBron, A, you're LeBron, B, you never really get this mad.
Yeah.
We're going to let it slide, and then when you let it slide, things like this happen
Yep.
when it comes down to the important parts of the game.
Yeah. And the referees, I'm sure, are saying, I understand. It's Dillon Brooks. He's annoying. Go
Also
get
true.
him.
Yep.
That rivalry is hilarious. The Phoenix Suns are super fun. They seem like this underdog team that can come back in the fourth quarter at all times. And they did it again. And LA was fighting too. They had 24 offensive rebounds in this game. Just going to get extra possessions. Shout out to Jared Vanderbilt. He's back in the rotation. LeBron had a chase down block. It was pretty fun.
Marcus Smart took a weird shot near the end that nearly cost them the game. The Lakers did this thing. They got up big at the end, like in the fourth, and then they went to preventative offense way too early, and it started biting them in the ass. But then the one time they should have just slowed down, held on the ball, Marcus Smart decided to try a finger roll floater on a fast break situation, which basically the shot clock and the game clock was almost identical. He really should have held on to it. Got blocked, and that's allowed the Suns to even get that shot and get us into the replay reviews and all that. This was a chaotic ending, man.
Marcus Smart got the start in this one, and he almost completely gave it away at the end because the Lakers were up 20. He had a wide open fast break dunk. He just threw the ball over his head to whoever was trailing.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
What a dumb play, and instant 12-0 run for the Suns basically after that. And then, of course, the finger roll shot would literally just dribble the ball. Get fouled. Go shoot a free throw.
Yeah. Weird. Little boy of the night. Actually, today it's called Ho Boy of the Night.
Hello.
Excuse me?
Yeah, because we have a sponsor today. Andrew Ho at 2696 Andrew in the stream team, live on YouTube. Before the show went live, he's like, I would love to sponsor Wo Boy, but can we please call it Ho Boy for my last name?
There we go.
We absolutely can. Steph Curry's your Ho of the Night. Poured in a game-high 48 points in a losing effort. 12 three-pointers made. 16 of 26 from the field. Team-high 3 steals in 35 minutes there. This is by way of statitudes. Curry set an NBA record for most three-pointers made in a loss with 12. New record.
Great.
Previous mark of 11 triples in defeat had been achieved 6 times. Curry had 4 of those.
Okay.
So been a lot of games where Curry hits a lot of threes and they do lose, but 12 never gotten to that mark in a loss. Yeah.
I didn't know
Thank
that.
you to Statitudes for that one. Pick
Oh
up
boy.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Ho Boy of
Tasty.
the Night. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, we get a ho boy. We should get a sandwich for that.
A Po Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm just rhyming things.
Yep.
But why not? Why not? Thank you,
You want
Andrew.
a Darius Garland Toe Boy of the Night?
What about our friend Vernon, the Mo Boy of the night?
Sure.
A doughboy. If it's maybe a chubby guy, or maybe if it's a pizza sponsored.
How
Just dough.
about Crow Boy of the Night?
Crow?
Yeah, maybe like a hawk, like a
Okay.
bird
Yeah,
player.
one is a bird player.
Maybe
Larry
Bird
Bird,
got it. Yeah.
Crow Boy of the night.
Let's go to pick 'em. Where are we going?
I don't
Thomas?
know why I went to the Clippers game hosting the
It's a
Memphis
funny
Grizzlies. It's an odd pick because we got Houston, Denver tonight.
Yeah, why didn't you pick that one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm
Pistons
not sure.
Celtics even.
Yeah. I wanted to go west, but I'm surprised I didn't go with Denver, Houston, Denver. Maybe it wasn't on the board when I looked at it, but yeah, the night schedule is Detroit, Boston, Toronto, Miami, Dallas, Utah, Houston, Denver, and then the final one, Memphis Clippers. The line has grown. When we did it yesterday, it was 3.5. Clippers were favored by. It's now 4.5. Money on them.
Interesting. Does that mean
Clippers?
James Harden is playing? I know he was questionable, I think.
Yeah, is Jaw sitting? I don't know. I don't know why the line has grown, but Trey and I feel comfortable taking the Memphis Grizzlies with those 3.5 points. Skeets, you got the Clippers. You think the Clippers are going to do it? You're shaking your head already.
I mean, no. I don't think the Clippers are going to do it. I can't pick a game right now. I think I lost 5 in a row. I was 4-1 to start this month. I had a great record overall on the season. I was feeling good. And here's now a 5-game slide. And I got the fucking Clippers now. And I hate the Clippers. And they got to win by 4, too. So they'll probably win by 3 tonight. I'm calling it now. Calling it now. Clippers win by 2 or 3 points tonight.
Take the money line. you're
Lock
saying.
that in. Lock down. Take the money line. That's right.
Yeah, things are going well for the Clippers. Lawrence Frank is meeting with season ticket holders, if I'm not mistaken, today. He's having a meeting.
Okay.
Monday, December 15th. Check-in 4:15 to 5:15. Location Court B. You can meet and talk with Lawrence Frank.
Great.
Wow.
I mean, he's putting it on the table. He's not just saying I'm not hiding. I ain't hiding from
I
you
ain't
fans.
hiding.
So maybe they win. But it is them coming back to Los Angeles after a long road trip, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true. They
and that
were
was part of it.
they beat the Hawks. That was the only game they won on the road, I think, here in Atlanta. Otherwise, that was the James Harden Magic City game we talked about.
Yeah. They say, Chris Paul, get out of here. Then they went won one
that's right.
game.
And then they've lost. They played good teams, I think, but still.
Yeah,
Okay.
They were 1-4 on the trip, but this is their first game back. Yeah, they lost to Houston, Minnesota, Memphis, and the Heat.
Oh, okay. Revenge game here. But Pistons Celtics on Peacock and Rockets Nuggets on Peacock. Those are 2 really good games. Raptors Heat, Mavs Jazz are the other ones. In addition to Grizzlies Clippers, we'll be here to talk about them tomorrow. But we will not be alone, because this is fun. Former NBA All-Star Michael Redd is joining tomorrow's No Dunks. We're going to get him on to get his thoughts on the NBA Cup, thoughts on the early season. Whole bunch of stuff we're going to get into. If you got a question for Michael Redd, let us know. Drop it in the YouTube comments.
Do it.
I said before, he's a great follow on X or on the social media. He's doing some YouTube work as well. Get his insight into the game. So get your questions in for Michael Redd, who will be joining us tomorrow on Tuesday's No Dunks.
Should be cool. What perfect timing for him, because when he played for the Bucks, they wore those Christmas jerseys.
That's right.
So it matches the studio very well.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And his name's Michael Redd, too.
Yeah.
Red and green. Those are the colors of Christmas. So looking forward to that. But that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see you live here on YouTube. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Before we go, I just remembered
yeah.
Andrew Ho, in his sponsorship of Woboy, said, what'd you think of John Cena's final match?
Oh, let's end the show with our thoughts on John Cena's match. We got an extra 20 minutes there. It's up to you. I think you're the only
I
one who
watched
watched
it the next morning. Yeah, I didn't watch it live because I respect the cup. Well, it's funny. He tapped out to Gunther. So a guy's whole career built on never giving up. Literally one of his slogans, never give up.
Yeah.
He gave up. He tapped. And he looked like he smiled. I mean, so Gunther won. Now that in of itself isn't crazy, because a lot of guys in retirement, they put a guy over by going out with a loss, right?
Yeah.
So that part's
I've
not
heard
crazy,
that.
but it may be a little shocking that he just tapped. He was in a sleeper hold for a long time.
Yeah, it looked like he was sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Just go to sleep.
They did the arm thing.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I do love
and the arms came up, stayed up. And then you thought he was gonna go Super Cena.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But then he didn't. Gunther put it back on, and then he just smiled. You could see like John Cena smiling. Tap.
Night, night.
And then everybody came down to the ring. They gave him, I guess it was Cody Rhodes and CM Punk gave Cena their titles just to hold up and walk around with. Then he took off, I was gonna say wrestling boots, but they're shoes. They look like Asics or not even like Skechers or something. I don't know what he wears.
He doesn't wear Jordans? anymore?
No, I don't think so. They look like no-name shoes. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're from Lidl or something. And then he just leaves them in the ring and salutes everybody on his way out.
Was he wearing jorts?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, well,
somebody yelled. This is very funny. He takes off his shoes, and you literally can hear somebody in the crowd say, "Leave your jorts in the ring." You can hear it. Perfect.
like
The
that,
person that
actually.
yelled at the perfect time where it just was silent enough. But he didn't. The jorts remained on.
Leave your jorts. That would have been
That would have
cool.
been so funny.
Yeah. Hey man, Cena sucks. Cena sucks.
I hate Cena.
I'm glad he's
you're
gone.
Preaching to the choir, man.
Get him out of here. You know, people came back around on him as his career came to a close. But the longest time, the chants were Cena sucks, and they were right.
Well, but then it became Cena rocks versus Cena sucks. That was part of the fun. So you will not have John Cena on your Mount Rushmore of all-time wrestlers?
I think he may be there, quite honestly, but not anywhere close to mine. You're not even allowed in our national park.
Okay. And you got Macho Man on yours. Who are the other three?
Not John Cena.
No.
Nah, he's too current. Who's my other The Rock is on there.
Yeah. Were you a Stone
Well,
Cold guy? You're not really an
nah.
Attitude Era guy.
An
I guess you got
Attitude
The
Era.
Rock, though.
Yeah. No, there was a gap. The WCAW
Were you
era,
an Andre
basically.
guy? Were you
Andre-
were you a Hogan guy? No one wants to be a Hogan guy now, but were you a Hogan guy when you were a kid?
Yeah, it was a respect from distance. Not really. I love him. No.
No?
I did have 2 of his wrestlers though, like his
Yeah.
figure model wrestlers. That's rare back then to have 2. Wow,
Well, who were your
wow,
guys?
way
Who
back.
else did you like? Were you a Razor Ramon guy?
I mean, I'm going deep.
Ball.
No. I liked Razor Ramon. I don't know who my third and fourth. I really got to put some thought into
All
this.
right, well, tomorrow you can tell us.
If it's not Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it's one of his fingers on the Mount Rushmore because I lost a finger of my Ricky the Dragon Steamboat wrestler, and actually I lost
guy
Greg
loves
the
this
Hammer
wrestling.
Valentine's underwear or whatever you call it.
What? His trunks?
Yeah, his trunks.
What, they got smudged off?
Yeah, they're gone.
Got smudged off from all the touching or what?
I know. What were you doing?
For all the wrestling, hazy, easy. Anyways, I got to put my Bobby the Brain to this one and really think about it. Oh, the song's over.
Brace the baby.